gentlemen, boys and girls, and Pokemon fans of the world, Mega Crasher is here, and I present you guys with another Pokemon Sun and Moon video. Now, in this video, we are going to be doing another top list, and the last time that we did a top list was actually highlighting the top 6 potential Mega Evolutions that could take place in Pokemon Sun and Moon from Generation 1. Now, I need to make a disclaimer right now if I hadn't already. Videos like those are just my opinion. They're just my speculation, just my predictions, just my theories. So please take whatever I say in these videos with a pinch of salt. Now, in this video right here, this is another top list for potential Mega Evolutions I want to see in Pokemon Sun and Moon, but we're just going to dumb it down to 5. And it was a very hard list to narrow down, but I'm just like, you know what? We need to move on to different generations, so I have narrowed it down to top 5 potential Mega Evolutions in Pokemon Sun and Moon Generation 1 Edition! So, be sure to sit back, relax, grab some popcorn, grab some steak, grab some beer, and let's get into this! Woo! Okay, so the first Pokemon that we got on the list comes in the form of Mega Parasect. Now, just take a look at this Pokemon's appearance. It is so badass looking. It looks like a zombie bug. And I think that not just appearance-wise, but definitely stats-wise, this would be an amazing Pokemon to have in battle. Now, not only that, but considering that regular Parasect is a pretty forgettable Pokemon as it is, with the introduction of Mega Parasect in Sun and Moon by Game Freak, this would definitely shine some much-needed spotlight on Parasect in general. As for its ability, we are going to be introducing a new ability in the form of Smoke Shield. Now, what Smoke Shield does is for every time your opponent comes in contact with you, they will lose their accuracy by 1 stage, making this Pokemon just that much more difficult to take on in battle, but also slightly more annoying too. As for its typing, we should lose the Bug and Grass typing and make it a Bug Poison typing, because let's be honest, Bug and Grass is not a good typing whatsoever, because not only do you have 2 4x weaknesses to Flying and Fire, but it's just not that good of a typing to begin with. So by dropping the Grass and putting the Bug and Poison typing into it, will definitely add some defensive qualities to it, not just stat-wise, but also type-wise too. As for its stats, take a look at this. So the HP is going to remain at 60, the attack is going to drop to 35, its defense and special defense are going to get a massive boost to base 130 apiece. We're also going to be boosting the special attack to a pretty respectable base 120, and we're going to be leaving the speed alone at base 30. Now, this right here would definitely make this Pokemon a very, very bulky threat in battle, because not only of its ability Smoke Shield that drops the accuracy by 1 stage whenever someone makes contact with you, but the thing also has Spore. Oh, and one more thing, this Pokemon also learns Bug Buzz too, as in Pokemon Sun and Moon. So this would definitely make it a very threatening Pokemon to begin with. So with that being said, my friends, let's move on to the next Pokemon! Woo! Alright, the next Pokemon that we got on the list is going to come in the form of Mega Victreebel. Now, having a Pokemon like Mega Victreebel introduced in Pokemon Sun and Moon would definitely shake things up, not only Mega-wise, but competitive-wise too. Because check this out. The ability is going to be Parental Bond. Now, for those of you guys that don't know what Parental Bond is, just ask Mega Kangaskhan. Oh wait, you can't. It got banned to Ubers. But all jokes aside, what Parental Bond does is it allows for you to always strike twice. Of course, the second strike being significantly weaker than the first strike. But the even more crazy part about this ability is that you're going to be hitting through things like Focus Sash, like substitutes. You're always going to be hitting twice, which is very, very amazing. As for its typing, it should remain a Grass Poison typing, because of the fact that it's just a really good typing offensively and defensively too. As for its stats, we're going to leave the HP at base 80, we're going to be bumping up the attack and the special attack to base 120, giving it some good, well-rounded, mixed offensive stats. We're going to be boosting the defense and special defense up to 80 apiece, giving it a little more bulk, and we're going to be skyrocketing that speed from base 70 to base 110. Now this Pokemon with a base 110 speed, you're going to be speed tying with the likes of the Lottie twins, with the likes of Mega Gallade. It is just absolutely amazing. And take a look at the appearance too. It has what looks to be some Bellsprout children attached to its body as arms, which gives it even more reason why this Pokemon should have parental bond. Now, keep in mind, this is just my opinion, so take it what you will. Let's move on to the next Pokemon! Woo! Okay, ladies and gents, the next Pokemon that we got on the list is going to come in the form of Mega Cloyster. Just take a look at this badass design. I would love to see a Mega Cloyster look something like this. So please, Game Freak, make it happen in Pokemon Sun and Moon! As for the ability, we're going to be introducing a new ability known as Adamant Spirit. Now what Adamant Spirit does is, it's actually a very, very unique ability. Whenever you have a stat drop happen against you, your defense and special defense gets raised by 1 stage. Now, just think about that for a second, because this thing gets access to Shell Smash, which lowers defense and special defense by 1 stage, but increases your attack, special attack, and speed by 2 stages. Now, Adamant Spirit kicks in and actually negates those defense drops by bringing them back up by 1 stage. So you're essentially using Shell Smash risk-free, which is actually very amazing. As for the ability, we're going to give it a pure water typing. That way, not only we can take advantage of its typing a lot better, but you're also not weak to the likes of fighting type moves, rock type moves, stealth rocks, and you're only weak to the likes of grass and electric. Now let's take a look at the stats here. So we're going to leave the HP alone at base 50. The attack is going to be increased to base 125 just to give it some more well-rounded attack. We're going to drop its defense from base 180 to 150 and increase the special defense from 45 to 115. That would be amazing. As for the special attack, we're going to boost it up to base 115 just to give it a little extra special attack. And we're going to leave the speed alone at base 70 because we really don't need to increase its speed because of the fact that with access to Shell Smash, your speed doubles in 1 turn. So I mean, the speed can stay the way it is. Oh, and one other thing, this thing gets Scald. So that means that this thing can no longer be looked at as a Pokemon that's just like, oh, well, you know what? It's a Pokemon that lacks Scald. Guess what? Fear the Scald, baby. Fear that Scald! Woo! Let's move on. Okay, the next Pokemon on the list comes in the form of Mega Dragonite. Woo! This right here would be kick-ass as a Mega Evolution. Just look at the design! Look at the design of Mega Dragonite! How could you refuse this, Game Freak? Seriously, make it happen. I mean, we already have the likes of Mega Tyranitar, Mega Garchomp, Mega Metagross, Mega Salamence. Why not give a pseudo-legendary like Dragonite a Mega Evolution? This would be absolutely amazing. Something else that would be amazing would be its ability known as Serene Grace. And Serene Grace is an ability that doubles the likelihood of secondary effects taking place in battle. Now, having an ability like that would make Mega Dragonite even more scary of a Pokemon, not to mention that this would fit Dragonite to a T design-wise too. I mean, it is a very graceful looking Pokemon. As for its typing, we're actually going to change it into a Dragon Fairy typing, because this thing does have a bit of a fairy/mystical look to it. And by the way, this thing also gets access to Moonblast and Play Rough, as well as Coil. So, we have some new moves to make use of for Dragonite, and it would just make this Pokemon even more threatening. As for the stats, we got 91 on the HP, 155 on the attack. We're going to boost that attack stat up just a little bit, but enough so that it is a very, very threatening Pokemon and hard-hitting as well. We're going to base the defense to base 115 to allow for it to take some physical hits a little bit better. We're going to be boosting the special attack and special defense to both 120 apiece. That way that this thing can utilize its special attack and be surprisingly tough as a wall breaker too. And as for the speed, we're going to boost it up a little bit to base 89. That way that you are always going to be able to outspeed Excadrill and be able to one-shot it with Earthquake or Fire Blast, depending on the kind of set that you're running. Oh my god, this is such an amazing design and a concept! We need to make this happen, my friends, but if you thought that this was something, check this out. Coming up next, what do we got, baby? And now, the Mega Evolution that we have all been waiting for, well, some of us, me being one of them, Mega Mew! Now listen to me, Game Freak, what on earth were you thinking by giving Mewtwo, an already overpowered Mega as it is, 2 Mega Evolutions, but you did not bother to even examine Mew and give it a Mega Evolution? Well, listen to me, Game Freak. If you're watching this video right here, I'm about to educate you, so get out your pen and paper and take some notes, Daddy. First off, take a look at its design. Its design is absolutely amazing. This design is reminiscent of that of Mega Mewtwo Y because of the fact that Mega Mewtwo Y has its tail from its head, and Mega Mew's design has its tail from its head also. Not to mention, its darker coloring on some of its body is reminiscent of that of Mewtwo's color scheme. So I think that having a design like this would be perfect. Absolutely perfect, 210%. As for the ability, we're going to go balls to the walls and give it Protean, because what Protean does is it's an ability that changes your typing according to the move that you use. So if you were to use, say, a Dark-type move, well, you turn into the Dark-type, and you use that move, and you also get stabbed, too. So you're essentially getting stabbed from any move that you use, which is amazing! As for the typing, we're going to make it remain a pure Psychic typing because it's pretty much going to be irrelevant because of the fact that once you use a move that is not a Psychic type, Protean changes that typing and you're no longer a Psychic type. So you could use this ability offensively and defensively too. As for the stats, take a look. Take a fucking look. We have base 120 all across the board. Now, this also makes it the first Pokemon in history of Mega Evolutions to have a base stat total increase that exceeds 100, and also being the first ever Pokemon to have an HP increase when it comes to Mega Evolving. And also, these stats match up to that of Arceus. Oh my god! Now that would be absolutely amazing to see something like this go down in Pokemon Sun and Moon for a Mega Mew evolution, because this right here would actually be able to stand up to Mega Mewtwo Y or X and give it the showdown rematch of rematches from the first Pokemon movie. And that, my friends, is going to conclude Mega Mew and conclude this video! Woo! Alright, ladies and gents, that is going to conclude this video and also conclude the Generation 1 portion of this series. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you fire off a like on it. Let's see if we can keep the like train going with 15 likes. And if you want more content like this, make sure you rate, comment, share this video, and subscribe today to Mega Crasher in the community for the best Pokemon Sun and Moon hype there is on YouTube, because when we're a community titan pack and titan is one, you know that we shine brighter than the sun and the moon combined. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next upload!